ladies, welcome. I am Carly Samuels. I'm doing this class tonight on becoming a healthy mama. So I wish so much that when I was pregnant with my first baby, I knew about oils. I knew all the stuff that I'm going to go over tonight. Even if you're not sure about oils, stay tuned to this class because there's so much good information about nutrition, emotions, everything that has to do with healthy pregnancy and becoming a healthy mama. I love this shirt. So as you join, please tell us who you are, where you're from, if you're pregnant, have children, or just interested in learning more. I'm going to be glancing over at my computer as I go because there's so much good stuff. Like I said before, this class is based off the book Betsy Bosom. So it's a girlfriend's guide to using essential oils from bellies to babies. So if you heard of Lucy Libido, the book about oils in the bedroom, this is the prequel to this. Makes sense, right? And so I read this book in a few days, pulled out some of the really good information, but there's still so much more good information in this that I will link the Amazon link then so that you guys can read it. But I'm going to go ahead and get started so that this doesn't take so long. But like I said, as you join, let us know who you are, what your baby status is, where you're from, if you already have oils, if you want oils, if you don't want oils, just let us know. All right, so I have to do the disclaimer in the beginning that this information is not intended to be a replacement for proper medical advice. Avi, I'm not a doctor, just a regular old mom, which sometimes I think other moms' advice is better than doctors. Don't tell them that. It is to be used as a complement to the information and directives provided by your physician. So always follow the guidance of your doctor. And the contents of this presentation have not been reviewed by the FDA. The information is not intended to diagnose, prevent, cure, or treat any disease. All right, now that that's over. Safety. So start slow with oils. You can always add more. Dilute. So you can add a carrier oil, Young Living's V6 oil. I thought I had it there, that's why I looked. Fractionated coconut oil, something like that, will help spread the essential oil out across the body more. And this is important to do if you're new to oils, have sensitive skin, and for babies and children. So for most of the things that we're going to talk about. So first things first, we have to talk about clean living overall. So the average woman exposes her body to over 300 chemicals in one day, and 80 of those are before breakfast. So studies are showing that a large amount of toxic preservatives like formaldehyde, leads, petrochemicals are being found in baby shampoos and lotions, things that have been mainstream for a long time. I had read one time that there is a certain baby shampoo that was causing mice to go blind. And I'm like, Mom, you used this on us all growing up. And she's like, yeah, and you're fine. I'm like, no, we wear glasses. I had LASIK eye surgery. But you don't know. So as you know better, do better, okay? So anyway, the toxins travel through our bloodstream and our bodies, try to flush out the toxins, but they get stuck. And this is called bioaccumulation. So our bodies are taking in more toxins than they can properly process and release, and it's building up and making us sick. This crap in our bodies is making it harder for us to stay healthy. And remember that everything we use as pregnant or nursing mamas, our babies are directly exposed to. So studies are now showing, and this like blew my mind, but it makes perfect sense, that hundreds of chemicals are showing up in babies' umbilical cords, meaning that they're being exposed to so much stuff even before they're born. And that just speaks volumes as to what you're doing and what you're putting on, in, around, on top, below, whatever your body, your babies are getting. If you haven't yet, watch Stink. So it's a documentary on Netflix. It'll blow your mind. Read labels. They're all anything with the word fragrance on it or anything that you can't pronounce because that stuff ain't good for you. It leads to respiratory issues, reproductive issues, which we're going to be talking about, weak immune systems, headaches, liver and kidney issues, certain really bad C words and can contribute towards an early death, which sounds super dramatic, but all of those things added up together aren't going to keep you living forever. It's serious stuff, guys, and unfortunately it's everywhere. And there is no fresh start like a newborn baby, so now is a perfect time to get started. All right, let's talk about carrier oils. So carrier oils are used to carry or spread the essential oil all over the body, and it's used to dilute the essential oils. Some of the favorites for internal use would be grapeseed oil or even an olive oil like you would use in your kitchen. Ones that absorb quickly are fractionated coconut oil or sesame seed oil. Ones with a cream base are shea butter or a solid coconut oil like you would use for cooking. And dry oils, so they wouldn't leave any residue on the skin and are great for your face, are rosehip seed oil and jojoba oil. Also, Young Living has their own carrier oil that's amazing. It's called V6, and that is a blend of coconut, sesame, grapeseed, sweet almond, sunflower seed, olive, and wheat germ oil. So much good stuff. I will post a dilution chart. After the class is over, I'm going to post a bunch of graphics. I'm going to post a dilution chart. So while you should be careful using oils and be careful using them on babies and small children, please do not be afraid to use them. So I already said that the recent studies are showing that babies are being born predisposed to hundreds of chemicals. So they're showing up in the baby's umbilical cords when they are tested. So keep in mind, any chemical that you avoid during pregnancy is one that you and your baby aren't exposed to. There are a few oils that are sometimes avoided or used with caution during pregnancy. So the reasoning for this caution comes from studies, and I'm glad that they explain this in the book. It comes from studies where excessively high doses of certain isolated constituents were consumed or injected subcutaneously, so like under the skin, and they caused harm to mice. So they did some studies, and like in high doses, it caused harm to mice. So some mothers choose to avoid those oils altogether, while other moms choose to avoid using them in excess. So just always remember, you're in power of your own body, do what you feel comfortable with, but that's where those cautions come from. Part of the wellness journey is becoming empowered to learn your own body and know your own body and use your voice to advocate it and take control of yourself. Whether that means saying yes or saying no or asking more questions, like honestly, it just becomes nature as you learn more to question more things. And that's a good thing. Only use what you're comfortable with. But again, do not be scared. My opinion is that you should be concerned more what's in mainstream, over-the-counter, store aisle products than oils. And remember that just about any vitamin, mineral, or essential oil can become toxic when abused or used incorrectly. So don't be afraid to use them. Use them. The book goes into depth about why these oils that are on the caution or avoid list should be used cautiously or avoid them if you want to read it. From another perspective, the book gives a list of the oils that can support your body well during this time, but we'll be going over a lot of them throughout the class, so I didn't go into all of that here. All right, let's first talk about what's popping off during all of the trimesters. So during trimester 1, first trimester, during this time, cells are rapidly dividing and developing. Nutrients getting to baby or lack thereof is shown to have the greatest impact on development. So the same goes for chemical toxicity, which is why it's so important to remove as much exposure to chemicals as possible. So during the first trimester, eat well, ditch the toxins, okay? Trimester 2, during this time, all the organs, muscles, and limbs form, as well as the eyes. With this comes a flux of hormones and emotions. So during trimester 2, keep eating well, keep ditching the toxins, and support those emotions. Trimester 3, during this time, baby gains the necessary weight needed and their lungs develop. So you are gearing up to give birth during this time. Baby's packing on the weight, getting ready to be a little tiny human outside of your body, and their lungs are developing. So keep eating well, keep ditching the toxins, keep supporting those emotions, and get lots of rest and sleep. We're going to talk next about nutrition. This, the things I read in this book were so good and like helpful, even if you're not pregnant or not wanting to be pregnant or not having a baby. It's just so good to know for your body overall. But as far as relating to pregnancy, so instead of thinking I'm eating for two, think that you're nourishing for two. So nourishing two bodies. Obviously yours is a little bit bigger, but you're still creating that baby, and that baby needs a lot of nourishment, and it sucks it all from you. Eating food is the best way to nourish your body, but supplements are a really, really nice way to complement your nutrition. So healthy fats are important for brain development and linked to healthy skin elasticity. So let's think about all the areas that are stretching during pregnancy and in childbirth. So nuts, seeds, and avocados are example of healthy fats that will help support that. Proteins and amino acids are needed to build and maintain the tissues in your body and the baby's body. So your body needs about 70 grams of protein a day. So examples of protein would be lean meats, quinoa, edamame, beans, and peanuts. The American College of Obstetrics and Gynecology recommends, get ready for this, that pregnant women increase their intake of calcium, iron, vitamin A, vitamin C, vitamin D, folate, B6, B12, magnesium, and fatty acids. Got all that? Sheesh. All right, so taking a prenatal vitamin is a good way to bridge the gap between what your body needs and what your modern diet may be lacking. So in addition to a prenatal vitamin, like a prenatal multivitamin, you should consider some of these Young Living supplements. So super Bs. B vitamins are necessary for a healthy nervous system, metabolism of carbs, fats, and proteins, maintaining muscle tone in the GI tract, and for skin, hair, eyes, mouth, and liver health. So that's a lot that B vitamins support. And B vitamins are water soluble and not stored in the body. So they need to be replenished often. So it's really important that you're giving your body that. Super B, Young Living Super B supplement contains all 8 essential B vitamins and natural folate. So not folic acid, natural folate is what you want. Vitamin D3. So vitamin D helps our bodies absorb calcium and is important for bone mineralization. So if you can spend 15 to 20 minutes in the sun daily, you should get most of your vitamin D. But if you're not doing that, a couple Young Living supplements that contain vitamin D are Omega Gi, Super Cal Plus, and MindWise. And MindWise is also good for pregnancy brain or mom brain, which is a super duper real thing that you forget things when you are pregnant and a mom. Probiotics. So probiotics are healthy gut bacteria that when consumed help keep your gut and digestive system healthy. So most disease and illness starts in the gut, so it's super important for your immunity. And the assembly, let me see if I can say this right, of the infant microbiome, right, is determined by the maternal microbiome and is essential to their health. So whatever mom is, that's what baby's getting. Magnesium. Magnesium is crucial in allowing our bodies to absorb minerals. Epsom salt baths are a really good way to get magnesium. So Epsom salt baths weekly will help your body get some magnesium, help you relax, soothe your pregnancy aches, just chill out. And I'm going to put a recipe at the end for a nice bath soak. DHA is critical for brain development and helps promote healthy nerve and cardiovascular functions. So cardiovascular is heart. I know that when I was pregnant, they told me to take a prenatal vitamin that had DHA in it. DHA is also in Omega Gi's, and so Omega Gi's has both vitamin D and DHA. Next is multigreens. So I looked this up and I forget how to say it. Chlorella. I always think of Cruella de Vil. Chlorella. So if you've heard of spirulina, it's similar in that it is a freshwater algae and very nutrient dense. So it's super powerful in developing baby cells in the spinal cord. Can contribute to healthy blood pressure, healthy level of fluids, and less bloating. And get this, it's been found to improve the power of breast milk, like if that's even possible. So the immune cells found in breast milk were significantly higher in women taking chlorella during their pregnancy, meaning your baby will have even more immunity from your breast milk. So multigreens is a great way to get that chlorella. I know that I'm saying it wrong. Just go with it. Without like eating seaweed all day. So it also supports healthy blood sugar levels, thyroid, digestive system, strengthen and stimulate muscle development, and enhance the immune system. So that's multigreens. Super C's. We're getting there, guys. I told you the list of all the things that they recommend you increase. Super C. So vitamin C is crucial in production of collagen. So it's protein needed to form connective tissue in bones, ligaments, and skin. A healthy placenta, healthy cells, and is beneficial during stress. Sorry, I need a drink. Next is Ningxia Nitro. Ningxia Nitro is natural energy. So all the tired pregnant mamas and all the tired pregnant, non-pregnant mamas, all the tired people, say amen. It is different from a typical energy drink because it's more about helping your brain stay like on and alert and active than a jittery high. So it's similar in that it's energy boosting, but not in the way that caffeine would be, which is good because they also recommend that you decrease your caffeine intake. So it increases endurance and energy and protects from oxidative stress, which any stress placed on our bodies by free radicals, lots of things around us we can't control. So think things in the air, in our water, in our food, in our medicines. So things that we can't control, Ningxia Nitro is supportive of. Ningxia Red. So Ningxia Red, guys. Oh, so good. I craved it so bad when I was pregnant. Supports overall wellness, cellular function, immune response, eye health, and insanely high in antioxidants. So it's going to help keep you healthy during your entire pregnancy. All right, so quick question that I've been asked is that are Young Living supplements any better than supplements found in the store or anywhere else? And as always with Young Living, my answer is yes. So typical supplements have an absorption rate of 15 to 30%. So you're taking a supplement, your body's absorbing some of it, between 15 and 30%, and the rest is being flushed out. So Young Living supplements are infused with essential oils. Because essential oils can cross the blood barrier, the absorption rate of Young Living supplements is 60 to 80%. So you are absorbing so much more of those vitamins and all of those things in Young Living supplements than you would from any other supplement. So yes, they are much better, and no, you should not get them at the store. You should get them from Young Living because of that. All right, next piece of pregnancy and all of that is emotions. Ooh, man, the emotions, okay? Like riding a roller coaster. Only you can't do that because you're pregnant. Womp womp. Okay, so every emotion you feel, your baby feels starting at conception. So nourish your emotional health just as you would your physical health. Just as physical traits are inherited from our parents, so are emotional traits. It's very genetic to have mental health illnesses, or not even that extreme, just to have certain emotional patterns. So both emotional codes and physical codes are stored in our DNA, easily passed down. Emotions aren't just something that we feel. They impact our wellness, stress, and hormone levels, and they impact our body's frequencies. And when our body's frequencies dip low, that's when we get sick. It causes illness. So some oils that support high frequency and emotions are joy, valor, hope, white angelica, my favorite, believe, highest potential, stress away, frankincense, sacred mountain, and surrender. So I have to give a shout out to my friend Katie Yev. She does a really amazing job walking people through an emotional release technique called Aroma Freedom Technique. There are a few other women that I know do this as well. Or you could probably even like YouTube or look it up online and do it by yourself. But it is really helpful when you have somebody to walk you through it. So she helps break through those emotional blocks using essential oils. And I've done it, and it is so crazy and so beneficial. So if you need to, reach out and we will get you hooked up. Young Living also has a feelings kit that I was gifted during a time in my life that I was going through some grief and some loss, and it is an incredible value. There are so many good oils in the kit, and what you get for the price is really awesome. So you can just use them as you feel led to by grabbing whatever you're drawn to, or there are specific protocols that you can do the feelings kit with. So that's a really good thing to have. All right, so we're kind of going to go back into the trimesters a little bit, but now we're going to be talking about what oils you can use for specific trimesters. So there's actually, I never knew this, trimester 0. What? So trimester 0 is considered the time before conception when you're preparing your body if you are trying to get pregnant. So you're preparing yourself physically, mentally, emotionally. The biggest deal here is that to have a healthy reproductive system, you need a healthy, chemical-free body. Every oil or Young Living product, so all Young Living products, side note, are already perfectly formulated without any chemicals or toxins or any things like that. So every oil or Young Living product is a chemical that you are not using. There's so much hidden stuff in products that you get elsewhere that you're not sure about. So just know that if you're getting it from Young Living, know that it's good to go. After ditching the chemicals, some recommended oils to support a healthy reproductive system are Endoflex, so healthy hormones, your endocrine system, Endoflex endocrine system, tells your body when and how to secrete hormones. So Endoflex is an oil that supports your endocrine system to help it stay on top of all those things. Lady Sclereol helps to keep estrogen levels at their peak. Dragon Time is wholly self-explanatory, helps support emotions and bodies during the period. Sclerescence Vitality supports hormone levels critical to reproduction. Geranium, so it's good to use over the uterus for cramping during your periods. Progressence Plus supports healthy progesterone levels, which I know from different friends and personal experiences that progesterone levels are something that really make a huge difference in getting pregnant and maintaining a pregnancy, and that a lot of women, for whatever reason, have difficulty with. Femigen is a supplement that supports female reproductive system and regular periods. Endogize is also a supplement that supports energy levels and endocrine function, like we talked about with Endoflex. Cortistop is a supplement that balances cortisol levels, which are often too high when under stress, and this protects your progesterone levels. So when you're under a lot of stress, it affects your progesterone levels. So Cortistop helps all of that. For the men, ladies, get your guys on board. Prostate Health is a supplement that is pretty straight to the point. Powergize energizes a man's energy and reproductive system. Mister, there's an oil called Mister, assists prostate in functioning optimally. Sounds pretty important. Idaho Blue Spruce supports healthy testosterone levels. Goldenrod, get it? Also pretty self-explanatory, but it's also, it's actually from a goldenrod plant, which is why it's called that. But it helps with firmness and longevity when you're trying to get pregnant. And if you guys need any more guidance on this section, check out the prequel to the Betsy Bosom book, which I talked about in the beginning of this class, Lucy Libido. So this is all of the baby making bedroom things that would be helpful in becoming pregnant on Amazon. I think it's $12. So it's a funny, really easy to read book with a lot of good information. So now we're going to talk about your cycle. So this is based off a 28-day cycle, which a lot of women don't have. So using oils in conjunction with this cycle or with your own tuition will help you target which oils to use. So of the 28 days-ish of your cycle, days 1 through 7 is the bleeding phase. So this is considered like winter if you're thinking in terms of seasons. Your hormones and your energy are at an all-time low. You're emotionally sensitive. So a good oil for this time is Dragon Time. Copaiba, Geranium, and Aroma Size are all helpful to ease cramping and use those emotional oils. So pretty much whatever you're drawn to emotionally. Days 5 through 14 is the follicular phase, like think spring in relation to seasons. Your estrogen levels start to rise. You're feeling productive and energetic. So this is considered the building week. So this is when your body is building the lining back up and the uterus to prepare for implantation. So hormones are still lower, which impacts your emotions. So keep using all the feelings, oils. See a theme here? Feelings. Helpful to fertility are healthy brains, pituitary glands, and the endocrine system. So supporting oils during this time are frankincense, sandalwood, cedarwood, clarity, brain powder, and brain power, and endoflex. Directly supporting fertility oils are Endogize and Cortistop, and supplements. Wait, hold up. Directly supporting supplements. Endogize, Cortistop. Okay. Days 10 through 17. So this is your ovulatory phase. So think summer. This is when you conceive. This is when you're feeling most energetic. This is the outward phase where you're nurturing relationships and feeling confident. Like, okay, girl, go get pregnant. Using oils or supplements that support your endocrine system may help you feel balanced. So during this time, still, Endoflex, Endogize, Cortistop is what they recommended. Days 16 through 24 is the luteal phase. So think fall. You're mentally creative. You're less physically active. So you're in inward time. This is like more a good time for self-care. So you are either during this time experiencing fertilization or getting ready to shed your uterine lining and get your period. So if you're not pregnant, your hormone levels start to drop. So many women experience too much of a downward plunge in hormones during this time. So your libido could really benefit from any of those like libido oils like Sensation, Joy, Clary Sage, Ylang Ylang, or Cypress. Supplements like Cortistop or Femigen could be helpful to balance your cycle. And what else? You guessed it, emotions. Emotions. If you are trying to conceive, you want your progesterone levels to stay up. The uterus requires high levels of progesterone to maintain a pregnancy, like I mentioned. So progesterone also thickens the lining of the uterus and plays a role in maintaining the nutrients in your uterus to nourish the embryo. So it's like super important. So Pro Plus is your go-to for all of this. Pro Plus can be used throughout the first trimester, so it would be safe if you were pregnant. Pro Plus helps balance in more hormones and emotions anyway, so it's still beneficial if you aren't pregnant or trying to get pregnant. Days 23 through 28, hello PMS. About 9 days after ovulation, you stop secreting progesterone. So the major drop in that and estrogen leaves you feeling like, fill in the blank with whatever word you would say. So this is the time to support healthy estrogen and progesterone levels. Lady Sclereol, Clary Sage, Pro Plus, or again, supplements like Cortistop or Femigen. Back to the first trimester. So the first trimester, like I mentioned before, begins with fertilization and then the cells start to divide. So the growing cells are considered an embryo around day 7 or 8 when it begins to implant in the uterus lining. Successful implantation usually finishes by day 14 at 5 to 9 weeks. Okay. It's important to note that 40% of fertilized eggs don't implant for various reasons. To plug my phone in. An implanted embryo is considered a fetus at 8 to 9 weeks until childbirth. During the first trimester, there are lots of hormonal changes. Hormones will make your boobs hurt. For this, Copaiba, Lavender, or Frank. And for real with the feelings again, but yes, by now you know what to do. And then also run, journal, meditate, kick your feet up, run the diffuser, whatever you need to feel good, you need to be doing. Your digestive system may slow down and your quease level, is that a word, quease? Your quease level may go up, like way up. So rub 1 to 2 drops of lemon, ginger, or cardamom on the back of neck or clavicle for any acid issues. Diffuse spearmint, ginger, spearmint, ginger, cardamom, peppermint, aroma ease, or digize for any queasy support. Couple drops of Digize Vitality in a veggie capsule as needed, or put a drop of peppermint in the toilet to get things flowing. I read that, I was like, what? And I do have to say that that is one that I have not tried yet. So who wants to be the lucky tester of that? That's wild. For energy levels, energy can be diffused or worn topically. And if you don't like the smell of that, you can add a citrus oil or rub it on your feet. And then, as always, Ningxia, all of the Ningxia. I'm losing my stuff here. Sorry, I had to plug my phone in. And now I lost my spot. Okay, the second trimester. So during the second trimester, you start to feel a little bit more energy and a little bit less queasy. So this is a good time to focus on keeping your immune system healthy and strong. Your growing baby is sucking up all of your nutrients. Everything that you get, he or she is just taking that from you. Making you more susceptible to illness. So all the nutrients that you were getting, your baby's like, I need them, Mom, I need them. So you're not getting them. Ningxia and thieves. Ningxia and thieves. Repeat. Ningxia and thieves. Repeat again. Add some oregano if you need. Back of neck, spine, feet. Do morning and night. Your libido hormones can change, but this time for the better. So with pregnancy comes increased blood flow. And if you were around for the Lucy Libido class or have read that, you know what increased blood flow will do. And then hormonal shifts and a baby that's squishing your kidneys, your ureters, bladder, and urethra. So all your pee parts make urinary tract infections a little bit more likely. So as soon as you have to go, no matter how often it is. Avoid sugar because it feeds bacteria. Drink extra fluids to help flush your body, and add lemon because that helps too. Lemon helps flush out and detox your body. Add 1 to 2 drops of purification or Melrose over your abdomen. So you could rub that on 2 to 3 times daily to promote healthy bladder and kidneys. And during the second trimester, many women experience leg cramping due to lower levels of magnesium. So do those Epsom salt baths regularly and use aromatized pan away or deep relief as needed. Like you need an excuse to kick your feet up and take a nice bath? I don't think so, but there it is. Okay, going into the third trimester. So this is the home stretch, you guys. We're getting there. During this time, you become ready to get that baby out and meet him or her. So I love this quote that was in the book, and I have to share it because it's so great. So it says, instead of focusing on what your body looks like, focus on what your body is doing. This mindset shifts the burden of self-imposed physical expectations to the marvelous things that are happening in your body. You are growing a human, you are building a family, you are creating a legacy. So I love that so much. All right, home stretch, third trimester. One of the most common things during this time is swelling. So your body is working overtime with all of that baby weight to get the blood flowing. So put your feet up more often. Massage your legs and feet with any of these oils. Lemon, grapefruit, tangerine, cypress, lemongrass. That will promote healthy blood flow and healthy circulation. So they also said similarly, if you're swollen after birth from IV fluids, that those will help with that too. So that's a cool hint. If everything is hurting, you get to the point where everything is hurting, back, legs, feet, everything. Panaway, Deep Relief, Copaiba, Idaho Balsam Fir with carrot oil. Just have somebody rub you down or rub yourself down nonstop. During this time, stomach acid gets pushed upward to the esophagus because your baby is crushing all of your insides, basically, okay? So eat smaller meals, avoid eating spicy or acidic foods, add a drop of lemon vitality or Digize vitality to your water as you're drinking, rub over throat, or take in capsule prior to meal to balance acidity and alkalinity. So Wild's Young Living's alkaline supplement is also amazing for this. So it's an acid neutralizing mineral formulation. And you put it in like water and it kind of sort of tastes like Sprite. It's like lemon limey. It's not bad at all. And essential oils are much more effective in a body that is alkaline. So last things last, and I mean last because you may never sleep again, or you might if you have oils, which is how I got into this, but sleep. Girl, get your sleep while you can. Go to bed early, turn on the diffuser. So add lavender, cedarwood, tangerine, peace and calming, stress away, valor, gentle baby, sleepy eyes, tranquil, anything. So find your sleep combo and sleep. So my bedtime knockout formula is lavender and white angelica. The first time I put it in my diffuser, I woke up, I'm like, where am I? What happened? Like, it was so good. Literally knocked me right out. And this doesn't have anything to do with your body, but I love this and did it with my second baby, who was my oily baby, Elijah. I didn't have oils during my first pregnancy and baby having time, but with my second I did. So as you're getting the baby's room ready, be diffusing an oil. Just pick one oil that like you're drawn to or that you really like the scent of and be diffusing it. It creates like such a happy heart, and once the baby is here, they'll become accustomed to that scent, and it creates a smell that you can bond over. So I read when I was pregnant that like I associate that smell with the baby, and if you continue to run it after the baby's born, like they what's the word I'm looking for? They get used to that smell, and it calms them down because like you're bonding over that. So another thing is to rub it on your chest as you're like holding or nursing them, and then like it will smell like you and calm them down. And then as you ease your way out of that whole situation, if you're diffusing it at bedtime, whenever that may be, not bedtime, whenever that may be, I meant when you ease your way out of nursing, if you're nursing, or out of the whole bedtime thing, when you put that in the diffuser, like that will still be calming to them, if all of that made sense. So we have one candle left in our home, and I cannot throw it out. We don't burn it. It's in Avery's room on like a shelf, but I cannot throw it out because the scent, I burned this candle after we painted her room in our old house to try to get rid of the paint smell. And I had it burning all of the time when I was like folding her little baby clothes, sitting in the chair dreaming of her, like putting the bedding on, this candle was going. And every time I sniff this candle, it's worth it to me to get those toxins because it takes me right back to like all of like the anticipation and like the happy feelings and all of that stuff about her old room. I love it so much and I cannot get rid of it. So I am sorry that these are my confessions. So scent is the strongest sense tied to memory. So start making good memories before your baby's even here. Have a scent that you can bond over that will ultimately calm your baby because it reminds them of you. And then the moment we've all been waiting for, drum roll, labor and delivery. Okay. First, let's get this out of the way, pain management. If you haven't had a baby before, it's like not that bad. You can totally do it. You will do it. You're going to be okay, but it doesn't necessarily feel like butterflies in your tummy, okay? It's a little bit more intense than that. So some things that you can do to help are warmth. So think heating pad or a warm shower. Find a rhythm to your breathing. So in that like baby class that they have you go to when they were doing the breathing, I like couldn't get mine right, and I was like, this is making me like lightheaded and pass out because the breathing is weird, and like I didn't like that. So find your own rhythm to your breathing and to your body. So even if it's like swaying or whatever, yell, grunt, scream, sigh, moan, whatever you have to do, let it out. That I always felt that was helpful. And nobody really expects you to act like you're at church because you're having a baby. So it's okay to do whatever you have to do. Rest when you can. If you have a break in contractions or are not quite ready to go to the hospital yet, like just be resting. Change positions if you're uncomfortable. So don't be afraid to say that you're uncomfortable and need to change positions. If you feel like you can tolerate or want to be touched, some people are like, get away from me. But if you feel like you can tolerate that, have your partner like massage your back or neck or shoulders. And Avi essential oils. So these are the oils that can be helpful. Peppermint. When nauseous, for bursts of energy, either diffuse or put on a dry washcloth like on your chest or under your nose, but don't get it near your eyes because then you'll be having a baby and have burning eyes. Not cool. Lavender, obviously super relaxing and calming. You can mix with copaiba for a nice like lower back or belly massage, diluted to relax and loosen any muscle tension. Diffusing is also great. I know that there's a local hospital that has diffusers in their delivery rooms. Mine did not. I brought one. I had it going, and that was really, it was a really nice compliment to my whole experience. Frankincense. So this is great for helping head tension if you have it, or tense muscles. Again, great for massage. And historically, frankincense back in Jesus' time was used to anoint newborn babies. So you can put a little drop on their little feet or head when they're born. Say a little prayer over their sweet little self. Clary sage. So only use this if you're late for labor, because it can cause uterine contractions. So don't be using this during your pregnancy. This is one of the either caution or avoid ones, but helpful if you've stalled labor. So if you're stalled in labor, that can help those contractions get going. So don't use any time before 40 weeks, and only use it if you're like trying to actually have the baby. Jasmine. So jasmine smells so good. It smells heavenly. It's like very relaxing and can help get your body geared into labor. It can also stimulate the uterus. So again, don't use before 40 weeks. Valor. So valor promotes feelings of courage and confidence. It balances the mood and helps you feel calm and confident. So I had this packed in my delivery bag. I had a roller of valor, and I was rubbing it on my wrist. Gentle baby. So a very calming smell. It's a good one for the birth room. Put a drop on your chest or back of neck and hold baby for skin to skin. So that's a good one that would promote bonding between you guys. Digest. All right. Let's talk about something people don't talk about. Let's talk about the first poop after birth. It can be a little scary. So use your digestive supporting oils and tools to help out with all of that. And lastly, but not leastly, Clariderm spray. So I tell all my pregnant oily friends, if you get nothing else, get Clariderm spray. Some people get a little, I can do without it when they see the price tag. You cannot do without it, and you should not do without it. You had a baby, so you deserve to take care of yourself. I want to tell you that it's worth every single penny. Promise. Promise, promise. So it's good for stretched out or stressed skin. It's infused with lavender, Roman chamomile, frank, and helichrysum. So you can apply to the perineum before and after delivery. Okay. TMI, way too much TMI. But like I said, my first baby, I did not have oils. My second baby, I had oils, and I brought Clariderm to the hospital. The healing time comparison between those babies was like out of this world. The one where I used Clariderm spray and the one that I didn't. Like insanity, like you're gonna want it to heal. So get it, okay? Diffuser suggestion. So while we're on, okay. I just got a little bit mixed up. Diffuser suggestions, I'm gonna put a graphic for that at the end of this class. So while we were on the subject of all of that Clariderm spray stuff, I'm going to bring up padsicles, which is like, when I was pregnant, I was like, seriously? People do this stuff? Do it. Okay. I said padsicles, and I meant it. Your underneath area is going to be a little bit sore. So a lot of things just happen down there. And so these padsicles will help bring down inflammation and help soothe the area. So these are not like going to be your main pads to like catch any postpartum bleeding. Just wear them until they're not cold anymore. Again, I'm going to put the recipe. It's really super easy. They feel good. They feel good. And you're probably going to want them. So make them. All right. So now that area is taken care of, let's go to the next stop on the other side. Talk about it too. Sorry guys, but I feel like you're going to want to know this. So I'm taking one for the team to talk about it. Hemorrhoids. Okay. You're going to be like pushing a lot and very hard, and like that causes things to happen. So when they do happen, here's what you do. You mix a couple of drops of any of these oils with a carrier and apply right to the area. However you go about doing that, just get it there. Okay, the oils that you're going to use with the carrier oil there are cypress, copaiba, lavender, clary sage, helichrysum, patchouli, or frankincense. Or you can also make like bathroom pads, which I'll also put the recipe at the bottom to like kind of tuck in there and help. They're like the store-bought ones, only they don't have chemicals in it. All right, so those things have mostly to do with vaginal births, but a lot of women also have cesarean births. So if you're scheduled C-section, or even if you're not, you might have some emotions that come with that. So like excitement, nerves, all of those things. You guys know what to do for emotions. You can use Clariderm spray on your incision, but after your doctor gives you the okay. So definitely not on a fresh wound. But like I said, with the other kind of birth, it's good for supporting skin on your belly. And so it's also good, it's good for supporting skin overall. So like I was saying, it's what I meant to say was that it's good for supporting skin in other areas. So it's also good for supporting skin on your belly. There's actually, like I was mind blown that there was a trimester 0. Apparently there's also a 4th trimester, which is AKA postpartum. So when you think of postpartum, a lot of times when we think about taking care of ourselves as moms, a main issue that comes up is like baby blues and postpartum depression. So we spend so much time getting ready for the physical part of birth and like preparing the room and like getting 1,000,001 baby items and toys and teethers and whatever else bottles, but we easily forget about preparing ourselves for the emotional part of it, and it's huge. So around day 4 or 5 postpartum, your hormones take a huge dip. Like, I wouldn't even call it dip, like I'm saying plummet. Okay, you're also tired from this fun new little friend that needs you all of the time. Here's the baby. So if you're experiencing any extreme feelings, like it is a signal that you should definitely get professional help. So call your doctor, or like you can, if you have a therapist, you can call them or somebody that you normally work with. But if not, just call your OB, call your primary doctor, and just tell them like, I feel like crap, I need help, and they'll know what to do. These types of emotions are definitely nothing to be ashamed of. So it's your hormones. It's your hormones, girl. It's not you. It's a temporary, but like really serious, can be very serious mental health illness that occurs when our bodies are expected to change so rapidly. So definitely call your doctor. So think about like in the beginning, as we're talking about our bodies changing and like all the different flux of hormones, like going up, going down, all the things like that is happening, and it's happening pretty rapidly, but it's happening over time and happening over 9 months. Or when you have a baby, a couple days later, it's all plummeting. So like, and you may not feel anything, and that's okay too, but like if you start feeling that, get help. Okay. Essential oils, I have to plug in my phone, sorry. All right, so essential oils that promote feelings of joy and happiness. Joy, inner child, valor, peace and calming, gentle baby, frankincense, copaiba, lavender, orange, bergamot, stress away, release. Again, like those are suggestions. Guys, go to your oil shelf, your little toolbox, and find what like you're drawn to. Smell it. Sorry, I'm gonna have to hold this. Smell it, and if it makes you happy, use it. Put it on anywhere. Neck, behind your ears, wrist. Just get it on your body. So studies have found that there are at least 3 major contributions to postpartum depression. So it's hormone depletion, like we just mentioned, sleep deprivation, like I mentioned with my little baby here, and lack of a support system. So with hormone depletion after delivery, both progesterone and estrogen levels drop. They have to. So progesterone levels and estrogen levels have to drop to send our bodies into labor, but they like really, really drop fast and quick. So adequate levels of both of these hormones are crucial for our moods. So luckily we talked about hormone oils and emotion oils, and you already know what to do for that. Sleep. So lack of sleep and exhaustion are linked to depression. It makes you tired. Obviously, lack of sleep would make you tired. It makes you irritable, foggy, cranky. So when you hear my oil story, if you've heard it, it started because I used lavender to get my first baby, Avery, to sleep. We were not sleeping, like at all. And I full out hallucinated at least twice. And looking back, it's honestly like terrifying because I was taking care of her. I was driving a car, I was going to work, and I was doing all of these things on such little sleep to the point that I was hallucinating, and it's scary. So don't underestimate the importance of sleep. It can be really dangerous, okay? Our bodies heal and our brains clear out the receptor sites when we sleep. So it's like a whole new fresh start as we sleep. Like our bodies are cycling all the stuff out, getting ready for a fresh new day. It's really super important. So when we're not sleeping, that is not happening. There are oils to help with that again. We talked about some oils that can help with sleep. You kind of might have to play around to find out what works best for you, but let people help you. So this was really hard with my first baby, and with my second, I got better. My husband could tell that I was grumpy, and he would send me to my room to take a nap like I was like a kid being grounded and being sent to the room. But with the second baby, I went and I slept, and he woke me up when he needed to be fed, and all was good in the world. And guys, people love to hold babies. If you called like anyone in the world and said, "Hi, do you want to come over and hold my baby so I can take a 45-minute nap?" you'd have a line at your door. So do it. Go to your room, lay down, and like I said, tell them to come wake you up when you are needed. Support system. So we talked a little bit about that, but let people hold the baby, let people do your laundry, or just let it pile up in your hallway like I do. So I think the key to having babies or kids is to lower your standards and then lower them again and then lower them again, because it does get a little bit better at a time. But don't worry about all of that stuff. You just did a major thing and created a life. So if there's laundry in your hallway, don't worry about it. Let people bring you meals if they want to. Do your dishes, take out your trash, just let them help. All right, breastfeeding. So fed is best. However you feed your baby is how your baby is fed, and a fed baby is a happy baby, right? If you need to increase your supply, you can ingest 2 drops of Phenol Vitality in a veggie capsule with an edible carrier oil, so like olive oil or grapeseed oil, for up to 10 days, and then take a break from it. Or you can apply 2 drops of basil diluted with carrot oil to each breast after a feeding to increase your milk supply. You can also apply those oils at, I'm pointing like you can see, but on your spine, like at your bra line. If you need to decrease your supply or wean your baby, you can try using peppermint. I know that a lot of moms say that that can lower their supply. So if you're trying to increase your supply, maybe stay away from peppermint. Many moms ask what oils they can't use while breastfeeding, and this is what the book said, and it made perfect sense, is that you can use any essential oil where you feel comfortable that it's being metabolized and that you're only passing 1% to your infant. Most oils can be used, but you shouldn't do any like detoxing protocols or any cleanses while you're breastfeeding, because your body is like dumping toxins and all the junk out, and so obviously whatever is dumping out is getting into your baby. So wait until you're done nursing to do any cleanses or detoxes. Clogged ducts, this is something that I dealt with a lot, and it super sucks. So here's what you need to do. You can take like a long sock and just fill it with like cheap old rice. Doesn't have to be old, it could be new, but just cheap rice, and heat for a few seconds. So wrap the sock like the visual around your breast for a few minutes. Also be increasing your vitamin C. So any of the supplement that we talked about that has vitamin C. You can apply 2 drops of Melrose, 2 drops of lavender, and 2 drops of carrier oil after each feeding. So you can make like a batch ahead of time, like I had a dropper bottle and would do it after each feeding. And what I personally used, I used Copaiba, which helped with inflammation, tangerine for drainage, and I just like put a whole squirt of fractionated coconut oil in my palm, mix it all together, 2 drops of each of those oils, and then I would massage from the armpit down towards like the front, like the nipple, and I also made Copaiba, oregano, and lemon capsules with olive oil, and would take them a few times during the day. Sore nipples, probably, yeah, I mean, it happens, and it's probably the hardest part of breastfeeding, and then once you get over it, you're glad that you stuck through it, but it super sucks when you're going through it. So sore nipples, let's tell you what to do. Again, where was somebody when I was dealing with this? I'm so happy that I can share this with you guys. Okay, lather on coconut oil. So regular coconut oil from your kitchen, like lather it on. It's cheap, it's natural, it's heavier, and it stays on longer. It also creates a barrier between like your shirt or your bra and your nipple. So like you don't want it to stick when you're getting ready to feed because that hurts. So it creates that barrier, and super nourishing for your skin. Plus, if your baby gets it in his or her mouth, it's okay. It's not going to hurt them at all. There's no medication or anything in it. It's all natural. So that's what I used. I literally had a tub from Costco when I had Elijah. Okay, guys, that was like it. Thank you. That was really a lot. And like I said, honestly, I just touched base. Like I just touched on the info that is in this book. It is so good. There's so many helpful tips, tricks, recipes, everything. So get it on Amazon. So this class was about you, mama. Next class is going to be about the baby and things to do after the baby is born, for the baby and to care for the baby. Non-toxic, chemical free, what oils to use, how to use them. So for tonight, I hope that you guys learned a lot. That was almost an hour, and honestly, I was like really being nitpicky with what I pulled out of this book. It's so good. So I will put the Amazon link in. I hope you guys learned a lot. Happy baby having. As you guys have your babies, please share pictures with me. I love babies so much, and I love to see oily babies. I love all babies, but I'm a little bit partial. I'm a little bit biased to oily babies. All right, if you guys have any questions or need anything else, let me know. I'll post some stuff after we're done. But thanks for coming and watching. Hope everybody has a good rest of their night and feels good. Bye.